So between having a podcast and this YouTube channel, I am actively putting myself and my content out there on the internet. And when I happen to tell people, whether it's friends, family, just someone that kind of knows me or they know me a little bit more better, whatever, I share these things with them and they're like, "Oh my god, you're such an extrovert. There's no way you're an introvert." And I'm like, alright. My name is Miko, and I'm just an introverted nerd trying to catch a break. And in this video, I'm just going to share some of the common misconceptions people have about introverted creators and just share some of my experiences as well. Introversion is different for everyone. So if you were to do a quick Google search as to what introversion means, it's basically just someone that doesn't really enjoy the presence of social gatherings, too many people. They'd rather be at home reading a good book, hanging out by themselves, maybe with one other person, and generally we, or they, I don't know, lose energy off of just social interaction or extensive social interaction. But even then, that definition is very fluid because introversion, again, in the title, it's different for everybody. Introverts aren't these people that are just small people that love to be in the house all the time and socially isolated and just hates people. I mean, a good portion of us are probably like that, but not everybody's like that. We would just rather spend our time alone with a loved one, just doing something really relaxing that does not cause too much mental strain. It's important to understand that personality traits are very different for everybody. I actually know quite a few introverts that like networking and parties way more than I ever could, or introverts that like going to bars more often than I ever would like to. And then there's introverts at me that just cringe at the idea of having to be in big groups of people or social events and whatever. Why I don't lose energy from making content. Personally, I don't lose energy from talking to a camera or interviewing people on my podcast or writing a bunch of stuff for Twitter, whatever. I don't lose energy from that. I only burn out from it if I do it excessively, but that's an entirely different thing. I mainly lose energy from having to talk to 1,000 people, constantly repeating my introduction, constantly having to, I guess, be a certain way in a certain environment, and it's just way too much for me to, I guess, deal with. And I would say this is probably the biggest quality of most, if not all, introverts. It's just, we lose energy from interacting with people for extended periods of time, and we need the time afterwards to recharge. And to be honest, if you want to help me recharge, you can just do that by pressing the like button. It's pretty easy, it gets this video out to more people, and yeah, thanks for that. And for me personally, my mental health plays a big role in my online presence versus my in real life presence. So with my content, it might seem like I'm the most impressionable, happy-go-lucky person, whether you listen to me on my podcast, more professional than my YouTube channel, I would say, or if you see me on my YouTube channel, I'm just speaking with quote-unquote booming confidence and energy. In person, I'm not really exactly the same due to some mental illness and other things I'm kind of working through as we speak. Contrary to other YouTubers you might see that actually do have characters, personas, and kind of just a certain way they like to portray themselves on camera, I'm not acting at all. This is like my actual personality. I just feel more comfortable when I'm alone or in one-on-one settings, or just people I generally feel comfortable with, versus like being forced to be in a secluded area of people. There's no escape route. I have to socialize, I have to be this kind of way, and it's just too much for me personally. Being able to be a content creator on my own terms really just allows me to do what I love while being comfortable without triggering any of the bad feelings that might come from being in in-person events and everything I described previously. And I just have a message for the introverts that don't think they can do this, because an atomic essay I wrote is based on this video, and I'll link that below, but it kind of went mini viral. Like a few thousand people saw it, people were commenting on it, and it's kind of crazy to see people comment that, oh my god, yeah, as an introvert, you just think you can't do these things, or you just feel like this space isn't meant for you, and it's like, no, this space is meant for anybody. The extroverts, yeah, they kind of rule the world, but the introverts, it is open to you. I'm saying this because if I can do this, then you definitely can too. It just takes a ton of practice to really practice public speaking or storytelling or whatever, and just get your voice out there, because you deserve to be heard. So don't let being an extrovert stop you from being a creator or whatever you want to do. Let me know in the comments if you're an introverted creator. I love to connect with more introverted creators, and yeah, just in general would like to know if you are one. And if you do want to follow along with me on my content creator journey and the knowledge shared along the way, then be sure to subscribe to my free newsletter, Creator Thought Thursdays. Link will be in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.